Alright everybody, we are back up here in the gear loft for another video. You can thank Mother Nature for being up here because once again,
Come on.
it was way too windy to be filming outside, so here we are back inside. Today's video is gonna be one of our more controversial videos.
We don't get controversial, but I think this is probably going to be the first one where we take a stance.
We normally, Andy and I usually go right down partisan lines, and we try to be, non-partisan on most issues, but if you've seen a lot of our videos, you'll know one common theme is we always believe that hammock camping is the far superior shelter option versus tents. So today, we are going to talk all about that and give our main reasons why we think that hammocks are better than tents. The first most obvious reason why we say hammocks are better than tents is you don't need to find flat ground to hang them. And you might not think that that's a huge deal right off the bat. You're like, oh, maybe it's not that big of a deal, but when you think about the ability it gives you in campsite selection, and ever since we've started hammock camping, we're able to hang, I'd say, closer to water sources.
How majestic is this?
We're able to hang further away from people if we want to.
Yeah, we're able to be a little bit more isolated and have access to areas where you normally couldn't pitch a tent.
Yeah, and it's definitely easier where we live in the Midwest to find suitable hammocking trees than it is to find suitable ground for tents. Now, of course, the trade-off is you have to find trees, and if you live somewhere, if you're like in the desert or you're backpacking above tree line, okay, we'll give you that one. But for the vast majority of people, it's going to be much easier to find suitable trees to hang a hammock off of than it is to find big open areas of flat ground to lay a tent. There is nothing more annoying than going to sleep in your tent and waking up and you've just like fallen down and you're shifted around.
Worst.
It's like the worst feeling ever. So the first reason why we say hammocks are better than tents is you don't need to find flat ground, you only need trees, and that opens up a breadth of camping options, and it really does make things easier when you're out there backpacking.
The next reason that we believe that hammocks are superior to tents is modularity. With hammocks, you have the ability to customize every single aspect of it. Whether it's tarps, whether it's underquilts, whether it's suspensions, whether it's tree straps, you can customize everything depending on the season. A lot of hammocks on the market now have so many different options and add-ons that you can buy with the peak loft bags and all these different cool attachments and add-ons in order to make it what you want it to be. And
Very customizable.
Very customizable. And so you can really turn it into what you want. And if you get bored with your tarp or you want to change something
Just
up,
get a new one.
you just sell your tarp and get another tarp if something else cool comes out. They're so modular and diverse that you can really customize it to your needs, the environment you're in, the time of the year. There's so many cool different options. You can make them ultra light, you can make them super heavy. So in some aspects, depending on your setup, full hammock setup could potentially be significantly lighter than a tent setup.
It could.
It could. Or, if you like a little bit more luxury, you can get all these crazy accessories and different tarps with doors and different types of underquilts and pad setups for them. It's just there's so many different options to make it work for you.
Yeah, it's like if you have a tent, you're stuck with the rain fly for that tent. You
Yeah.
can't use another rain fly. You probably, it's just the modularity of hammocks makes them so much cooler, customizable, and definitely makes them a better shelter option. The main reason that we're going to tell you that hammocks are better than tents, that everyone's going to tell you why hammocks are better than tents, is sleeping comfort. And that is probably the main reason why people switch to hammocks. before I was into hammock camping, I was like, oh, you can't lay like that. You can't lay like a banana. You don't lay like a banana in these hammocks. That's not how it works. It is so much more comfortable. You can sleep on your side easily on it. You can obviously sleep on your back. It is just, the quality of your sleep is so much better. I have never woken up sore in a hammock, ever.
Yeah, and we always say invest in sleep. And I think when we were tent camping, it was expected that we were gonna have a crummy night's sleep and you're gonna wake up all stiff in the morning. But that's just
the neck stiffness.
But we had just said that, you know, that's just part of the fun of camping.
That's just how it is.
That's just how it is.
Yeah. It's amazing. If you've never slept in one of these hammocks, it feels so much more natural, and you don't have to worry about waking up stiff somewhere. It's interesting now, you know, it's kind of this double-edged sword that they're so comfortable that now, like, when we're out there backpacking, we cannot wait to go to bed.
Yeah. That's so true. There's nothing better than laying in your hammock at the end of a long day hiking. Whereas when we were tent camping, it was just like,
oh,
okay, I gotta crawl into the tent, I gotta get into the sleeping bag, and I gotta, you know, roll around for a while.
It's so terrible.
Take a bunch of meds and try to fall asleep.
Now, you know, there's always going to be a small segment of the population, maybe people with back issues or people that sleep in weird ways, that they might not be able to use a hammock, and we get that. But for the vast majority of people, it is a much more comfortable sleeping system. And if you're someone who is just getting into hammocking, and you're finding it kind of difficult, it does take a little bit of time. We have a video, we'll throw a link up right there about tips for new hammockers, but it's just so much more comfortable than sleeping in a tent. It's not even funny. It's not even comparable.
Yeah.
In summary, the main reasons why we're gonna say hammock camping is better than tent camping is your sleep quality is better, your ability to camp in different places is better because you don't need level ground, and the system is very modular and customizable. Now, there are a bunch of other little things that make it better. One thing I do think is, I think it adheres to leave no trace better than tents.
I mean, you could make an argument that your actual footprint that you're leaving on the environment is smaller. Now, of course, you know, you make sure everyone's using ethical tree straps.
Yeah, you want to use tree-friendly straps. That's a big thing. Otherwise, you're going to damage the tree.
But I think there's definitely an argument that you're leaving less of a footprint on the environment of where you were.
It's like when you're done tent camping and you move that tent the morning of, like you've just like matted down and destroyed all that ground. Versus you don't do that in a hammock, and I think that's important. I don't think it's hugely different. Like, I don't think you're like destroying ground in a tent, but I do think there's a better leave no trace thing. Another small, I think, advantage to a hammock over a tent is, I think once you are practiced and good at it, I think they're easier to set up and take down. I don't know.
I mean, with
practice.
With practice. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I mean, whatever.
And especially if I'd say half the times we go hammock, we don't set our tarps up.
Yeah.
You know, like we literally just tree strap here, tension, and it's done. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that just comes with the modularity of it, being able to decide if you want to use your tarp that night or not.
At first,
oh my God.
Sorry, we're leaving this in. We're leaving this in. I will say, at first when you start hammock camping, it is not faster than setting up a tent, but once you get good at it, I mean, you people have set up those ultralight tents. They can be a total pain sometimes.
I mean, my Gossamer Gear, the one tent that I still have, it does take a while to set up.
Yeah.
Granted, with practice, everything gets a lot quicker.
Yeah. So, you know, there could be something to be said about setting up and tearing down camp faster as being a pro to a hammock. Those are our reasons for believing that hammocks are better. We don't hate tent people.
No, and we don't hate tents either. I still have 2 tents, but I think we're going to take a solid stance here that a hammock system is superior to a tent sleeping system.
But at the end of the day, whatever gets you outside.
Yeah.
And gets you backpacking. That's the best. That's
the-
the best option.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's gonna always be a tent, and that's okay too. But we think for the vast majority of people, hammock camping is the way to go for kind of everything we just talked about. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know,
Flame on.
Yeah, let's bring the haters in, the tent people. Let us know the reasons why tents might be better than hammocks, because there might be some small reasons.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, and check us out on Instagram if you want to see more.